Many people over 60 believe muscle loss happens suddenly, but in reality, it usually starts much earlier, quietly, almost invisibly. Getting up from a chair doesn't feel as easy as it used to. You start pushing on the armrest without thinking. Stairs begin to feel steeper than before. Carrying grocery bags feels heavier, even if nothing has changed. And slowly, walking distances that once felt normal start to feel tiring. What makes this so confusing is that most exact moment it begins. They simply assume it's normal aging. But what if something deeper is happening long before the weakness becomes obvious? What if your muscles are slowly losing support without clear warning signs? Certain daily foods, especially fruits, could quietly influence how strong or weak your muscles feel over time. Because today, you'll discover 6 fruits that may help support the systems your muscles depend on every day. And the first one is probably already sitting in your kitchen. The hidden reality of muscle decline after 60. Muscle loss doesn't happen overnight. It happens in small stages that are easy to ignore. A slightly slower walk, a little more fatigue after activity, a bit more effort needed for simple tasks. Most people never connect these changes to muscle decline at first. But inside the body, something important is changing. Muscles are gradually becoming less efficient at repairing and maintaining strength the way they used to. Not because the body stops working, but because it doesn't recover the same way anymore. And when recovery slows down, even normal daily activity can start to feel heavier over time. But here's where it gets interesting. Some everyday foods may influence how well the body supports that recovery process. And that's where we begin. Banana leg strength plus daily energy support. Have you ever felt your legs suddenly become weak halfway through a walk, even though you didn't do anything unusual? Or felt sudden cramps at night that disturb your sleep? This is where banana becomes surprisingly relevant. Bananas contain potassium and natural energy-supporting nutrients that play a role in how muscles contract and function during movement. Because every step you take depends on a balance inside the muscles, and when that balance feels off, even simple walking can feel more tiring than usual. But there's something even more important most people miss. When the body starts feeling low on steady energy support, movement naturally reduces without you realizing it. And that reduced movement slowly feeds back into muscle decline. But the next fruit works in a completely different way. It targets something most people never think about when it comes to muscle weakness. Blueberries, hidden inflammation plus recovery slowdown. Sometimes muscle weakness doesn't feel like weakness at all. It feels like stiffness in the morning, or heaviness after light activity, or slower recovery after walking short distances. Many people assume this is just aging. But one hidden factor behind this is ongoing internal stress in the body that affects recovery speed. Not sudden damage, but slow, continuous strain that builds over time. This is where blueberries become interesting. They contain natural plant compounds that may help support the body's response to daily internal stress and recovery demands. Because when recovery becomes slower, even simple movement starts to feel more tiring than it should. And over time, that slow fatigue can quietly reduce daily activity levels without obvious warning. But there is another layer to this story. Because even when inflammation is managed, the body still needs something else to function properly during movement. Orange, nutrient utilization plus repair efficiency. Many seniors are surprised by this. Sometimes weakness is not about how much you eat, but how well your body uses what you eat. You may eat normal meals, feel like your diet is fine, yet still notice low energy, slower recovery, or reduced strength. This is where oranges become relevant. They contain vitamin C, which plays a role in supporting tissue repair and how the body processes nutrients involved in recovery. Because food alone is not enough, the body has to convert that food into usable support for muscles. And when that process becomes less efficient with age, even a good diet may not feel as effective as before. But what happens when the body starts losing both efficiency and steady energy at the same time? That's where the next fruit becomes important. Avocado, energy stability plus muscle preservation. There are times when muscle decline is not caused by activity, but by inactivity caused by low energy intake. Many seniors go through phases of low appetite, illness, or reduced eating without even realizing the long-term effect. Over time, the body may start relying more on stored energy sources, including muscle tissue. Not suddenly, but gradually as a backup system. This is where avocado becomes important. It contains healthy fats and calorie density that can help support steady energy intake throughout the day. Because when the body has stable energy, it is less likely to break down muscle for fuel during low intake periods. But energy alone is not enough, because even well-fed muscles still depend on something else every day. Movement itself depends on it. Watermelon, circulation plus daily fatigue. Have you ever noticed feeling unusually tired even after small activities, like walking across a room or standing in a queue? One overlooked reason can be circulation, how effectively oxygen and nutrients reach your muscles. As circulation becomes less efficient with age, muscles don't just feel weaker, they feel slower to recover and easier to fatigue. This is where watermelon becomes relevant. It supports hydration and contains natural compounds that may help the body maintain healthy circulation during daily activity. And when circulation improves even slightly, many people notice something surprising. Normal movement starts to feel less heavy than before. But there is still one more layer to muscle strength that most people completely overlook, and it happens when you are not even moving at all. Pomegranate recovery during rest. Most people think strength is built during movement, but in reality, a large part of muscle support happens during rest, especially overnight. Yet many seniors wake up feeling just as tired as when they went to bed, as if recovery never fully completed. This gradual slowdown is often linked with reduced cellular recovery efficiency over time. This is where pomegranate becomes interesting. It contains natural compounds that may support the body's recovery processes during rest and help protect cells from daily wear. Because when recovery weakens, the body doesn't just feel older, it starts functioning like it is older, even without major lifestyle changes. And this brings us to something even more important than any single fruit: the real daily habits that accelerate muscle loss. Because muscle decline is not only about what you eat, it is also about what you unintentionally repeat every day. Long hours of sitting without movement, skipping protein or balanced meals, relying too heavily on processed foods, even fear-based eating, where seniors start avoiding foods unnecessarily, thinking it protects their health when it may actually reduce important nutrients. And over time, it's not one big mistake, it's many small habits stacking together silently. Until one day, strength doesn't feel like it used to anymore. Not because of a single cause, but because of accumulated imbalance. Muscle decline after 60 is not always a fixed or irreversible path. For many people, it is a gradual imbalance between loss and recovery, where the body is still trying to maintain strength every day, but is not receiving the same level of support it once did. That's why even small changes in daily habits can sometimes create noticeable differences over time. Not instantly, but gradually in how the body feels during movement, rest, and recovery. And the fruits we discussed are not magic solutions, but they may help support the natural systems your muscles rely on every single day. But the most important message is this: strength is not only about age. It is about support. And now the real question is, if your body is still capable of rebuilding strength in small ways every day, what is one simple change you've been ignoring that your body may already be quietly responding to?